But it seems like tech has let me know that we're ready to continue the FPS onslaught. So let us get into Danejerus's run.
Are we live? Hello everyone. Good morning. It's very early for me. I'm Danejerus. You might have heard my voice yesterday during the first hosting block and during the Slayer vs. Slayer competition, and might have seen my ugly face during Alpha Prime yesterday. And we're back again. We're doing Fashion Police Squad 100% today. So if you like combat heavy runs, you're in for a treat. This is a good one. I've got a lovely man on the couch, Mr. Amyrlinn.
Hi, I'm Amyrlinn. I have run this game a couple of times. Not run 100% because it's hard and difficult.
This is true. You're going to see why. The combat in this game is brr. But yeah, so we are going to go ahead and jump in. We do this run on the easiest difficulty because the easiest difficulty is fastest. And the easiest difficulty in this game is I'm too young to die. The jokes begin. So, here we go. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. So the very first thing that we are going to do is we are going to skip this opening cutscene, and the way that I do this is I'm on the wrong mouse profile. Oops. I have mouse bound to, or I have spacebar bound to my mouse, my scroll wheel, and that way I could just scroll the wheel and skip those things really fast. I also have dialogue skipping bound the other direction, so that way I can skip dialogue really quickly. Now, we start out with the To Die For Carbine Elite, and this is the first enemy of the game. He is called the Dull Suit. His fashion crime is that he's very gray. He's very drab. So what do we do about that? Well, we have to add some color to him. So, how do you add color to him? You shoot him with paint. As one does. And it's humor like that you're going to see peppered throughout this whole run. So we're actually not going to get another weapon until we get to the next level. So this is all we're going to be using for this first level. Now, one thing that's very interesting about the combat structure of this game compared to a lot of other boomer shooters and really a lot of other just titles in general is only certain enemies can be defeated with certain weapons. So those dull suits can only be defeated with this gun right here. And that makes for some pretty interesting hot swap requirements in this combat structure that they've set up. Now, this is 100%, so what does 100% entail? Well, 100% entails killing all enemies, fashionizing all enemies. We don't kill them, we fashionize them. We have to collect all swag, which are armor pickups, and we have to collect all secrets. Get the right spot. Nice, I got it. We pick up the scissors during the cutscene. The scissors are essentially key cards. You know, if you remember key cards from like classic Doom and whatnot, the scissors are basically just the key cards of this game. So far we have actually obtained 2 attacks or two ways of using this weapon. We have the primary fire, which is shooting paintballs, and we also have the little beam here. This is our little I guess the equivalent would be microwave beam from Doom Eternal. Would be very similar equivalent to this. Now I'll have to get him in a minute.
That's a crime I'll never commit.
This is such a bad outfit. Anyways, jump up here to get the swag. This can be kind of annoying because of the way the building is set up. Dude, this guy is like, this is a speed run, sir. Swear to God. All right, really. Hi, good of you to join us, jerk. All right, so they give you all that supercharge so that you can, they give you all the guys to charge up the supercharged shots on this, just so you can use it on all those dull suits there. Now these guys are basically the equivalent would be like an axe battler. A pinky would be kind of a similar comparison-ish. Sort of. Anyways, so this is of course Modern Doom Speedrunning. You all know Berserk. This is Berserk. We slap the shit. we slap all these enemies. Absolutely silly, and this is an instant kill for all for like any enemy that we encounter. I don't think that there's any enemy that is immune to these effects, except maybe bosses. But there's no situation where you would end up getting a boss with that. I still don't think there is.
I also think it's an instant kill for the managers, but I don't know if it kills the 2 other guys too.
It is, yeah. So it is an instant kill for the managers, but the other 2 guys don't. They don't get beaten, so you have to beat. In fact, if I get lucky in mission 5, we'll actually get the triple slap, which is very hard to get. Very hard to pull off. Dude, this guy. Neon Bras are gonna troll me this run. I can already feel it. They've already started, and we're about to run into 2 of them up here, and they're gonna totally troll me because they do it every run. They do it every run. Oh wow! Wow, these 2 normally. So what they do is they jump over that fence. They normally just like hang out over there and take their sweet time. And then this is of course the run where they jump over right away. It's entirely RNG, just as an FYI. Hello?
And the enemies, the hitboxes on them are a little weird. Like, the game looks very visually 2D, but it's very odd and it's very difficult to explain.
Hello?
Getting the decolorizing the neon bras is pretty difficult.
I think my script is suspended. Hold on. This would be a good opportunity to. Okay, I'm losing my mouse. Yeah, my script was suspended. There we go. Okay. So this is an opportunity about a very annoying. Playing a down patch of this game because be a bit slower, please. Whoa! Okay, so that's a glitch as well. There's a lot of things happening at once. Okay, so we play on a down patch because the current patch is a little bit slower, and the current patch does not allow you to rebind your hotkeys natively in game. A terribly bad oversight of on the developer's part. Now they have fixed that in current patch. Current patch does allow you to rebind keys in game now, but that would involve playing on current patch, which is a no-go for us. So I gotta get him out of the way first. It's gonna be a problem. So because of this fact, in order to kind of get around this, I run an auto hotkey script that just reroutes a 1-to-1 rebinding for the keys, so I can put them on the keys that I want. Very, very important in order to be able to do the combat as kind of quickly as I would like to be able to.
Yeah, luckily being able to jump around here is fairly simple.
Yeah. Okay. So this is unfortunately a category where I really can't take my eyes off the screen for very long. There's a couple spots where I can do it like right here, but like for the most part, I'm gonna pretty much have my eyes glued to the screen the entire time because I really just don't have the ability to take them off of the screen, or I'll start losing time just to random things. By the way, that's Duke Nukem. Yeah. Anyways, I figure we have Boomer Shooter fans in the audience. Like,
just a couple, I think.
This is always so weird. Like, Deep Coat has like the weirdest interaction there. Like it'll say interact. I'll go to interact with them. It won't work, and then if I move a pixel, suddenly it works. It's very, very bizarre. Oh yeah, the mega jump that we got earlier. Do you want to talk about mega jumping?
I honestly don't know that much about it. If you're talking about like a belt swing.
No, the big jump that I got earlier, where I scroll jumped and just got this huge boost.
See, that's new to me, but I would assume that it's because you're inputting a bunch of jumps in a row.
Actually, we did it at AGDQ. We We did it for that run. Though we did it on purpose there. But yeah, we don't really understand why it works the way it does. We just know that it does. And basically, yeah, it has to do with binding jump to scroll wheel. For whatever reason, will just cause you to get so many inputs stacked that 2 of them trigger like at the same time, and you get like a double jump. It's very weird. We don't really understand why it happens.
One of the equipments that we didn't really talk about that Dane picked up is the Belt of Justice, which stuns people and also is a grappling hook.
Yep, this is a grappling hook.
Pretty much all-purpose, the best item in the game.
I don't know about that.
I like the grapple makes you go fast, man.
Well, yeah, it does, but I'm thinking of the weapon we get very late game.
Yeah, well,
you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so we're coming up to the end of the level. Oop. Yeah, these guys, their fashion crime is their pants are saggy, and so we have to slap them with the belt to pull their pants up.
Whip a belt onto them.
Exactly. All right, we get these guys on the perimeter because they can kind of be the hardest to grab. Oops, shoot, I didn't mean to hit him. Okay, that's fine. We didn't lose any time on that. And that takes us into level 3. Level 3 is the first boss level of the game. And this boss's name is Hugo. Hugo Boss. I didn't come up with the jokes, just to be clear about that. I didn't come up with them. By the way, Amyrlinn, what is your favorite Ben Stiller film?
Waterboy.
Waterboy? It's a good one.
I don't think that's Ben Stiller.
That's a crime I'll never commit.
Anyways, moving on. So those are all the secrets, by the way, is just Desmond in terrible outfits. So we're gonna find a few of those as we go. I'll try to queue up a few of those jokes as we go through. So this is Hugo Boss. Bouse. Hugo Bouse.
Bouse.
Like Rick Rouse. And so he has kind of a soft 3 phases. So okay, we got the first phase. So we go through phase 1. He will drop a fire hydrant. We're gonna use that to charge up the shotgun, and then he pulls out these guys to be his meat shields. So we just pin them to clear this phase out. We go into phase 2. Now the second phase change is easily the hardest part of the whole fight because there's gonna be a lot of enemies in here. So I'm gonna get out the assault rifle, the sewing machine, and I specifically aimed in that exact spot. And the reason why is because as soon as we get out of this cutscene, I'm gonna start holding fire. And, okay, if he didn't walk directly in front of me, and we can start pinning the loose suit on the far side of the arena very quickly. Now I gotta get the dual suits out of the way, and as long as I don't take out both neon bras before I take out the dual suits, I will be able to keep all my supercharge. I can take one of them out, but I can't take both. I'm gonna get one shot in here. You can do a ton of damage with that supercharge on him. There we go. And that's the fight. That's Hugo.
Thankfully, like, health isn't really an issue for undisclosed reasons. The difficulty is very easy, but also, like, it's, you know.
But we will probably die at a few points because late game is very, very tricky. So this is the overworld. Overworld is nice and 100% because this is kind of a spot check for did you complete 100%, because you can see it'll show you an indicator if you completed each of the 3 requirements for each level. So you can kind of look at the levels that you completed and it'll mark them all. And so I've done it where I've, you know, gone and finished level 7 before going into level 8 and then realized, oh wait, I missed something in mission 6 and 100% is bunk. So I also have this built into live split, which I don't actually have running right now. Who's probably should have started running just so I have that tracker, because the guy who coded all the tools for this, Sam Montenegro, I asked him, was like, could you put a tracker in? Like, could you just grab a memory value for at least, like, could you put a memory tracker in for all these things to track them in live split? And the guy's a beast and actually pulled it off, which makes running 100% much more manageable because we can actually track progress more easily. Can't really do that in can't really do that without it. All right, so we come up to a new enemy now. This enemy's name is Karen. And she says things like, I'd like to see the manager. Expecting to see a lot of oh no's in chat. So you can beat her in one of two ways. You can pin her with the assault rifle, or you can hit her with the belt. Because we're speedrunning, we like to do both because that's going to be a little bit faster. And this is the assault rifle arena because it's all loose suits and Karens.
Yeah, a fully charged belt shot fashionizes a Karen in one. Otherwise, it takes two.
Yep.
But the assault rifle takes, a default amount of time. So if you can charge up a belt shot to hit her, it's generally way faster.
Yeah, you're gonna get a little bit more utility that way, and you only have to do one belt shot because one belt shot will take down most of her health, and you can use the assault rifle to kind of make up for the remainder. Whoop. I fat fingered my left click. There we go. All right. Speaking of which, we're gonna try and get a full charge in here. Where is she? How did that?
I don't know what got it.
we spent all that time talking about how one belt snap fully charged will take her out, and then that happens. Oop,
I think it was just like slightly undercharged.
I mean, I've been holding it the whole time. So this is the German tourist, and his fashion crime is socks with sandals. So what do we do to beat him? We have a sock gnome, and we throw the sock gnome at him in order to steal his socks. That is, that's how you defeat him.
Yeah.
Shoot.
He's also the sole, there's a word I'm looking for, and maybe I should have gotten some coffee too before this run. Hit scan enemy in the game.
Yeah.
Yep. Or he can hit you from anywhere as long as he can see you.
And it's a flashbang, so you're gonna get your eyes screwed up when that happens.
Yeah.
Just as a warning for everybody. I'm gonna take out these two guys first and foremost, and then I'm gonna head in here, grab this. That is a terrifying outfit. And then did the tourists go down? Yeah, I got him. Okay. We come here, get him, and we are heading into the last arena. But try and get this. Nice. Got the jump. Grab this.
Well, that's nightmare fuel right there.
Another Ben Stiller reference. Anyways. So, I'm going to take this guy out. We're going to throw two gnomes to this tourist. Take out the loose suit here. Take out the dull suit. We're going to get one spawns here. Here. And we take out the third one. The next wave spawns in. Where is it? There it is. Luckily, we weren't looking directly at him, so he didn't, like, absolutely blind us. And that's the whole fight. That was actually a really good fight. Aside from losing the tourist for a second. And now we go into Mission 5. And Mission 5 is going to have probably the biggest gauntlet fight, at least in the early game segment, right at the very end of the level. And we're going to show off just how broken Fab Slap really is when you when you get it fully charged. So, beginning of this level, there's a tourist way over there, so we're going to throw two gnomes, and the gnomes will kind of just track onto whatever enemy it can find. Jump onto this railing, take out this guy. We know we got everything when the Fab Slap is fully charged. We're going to launch ourselves over here. Now, if you like the Fab Slap from before, where we slapped everybody, I got good news for you. We're going to do it again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah, it starts to break down because of story reasons, but it still works correctly.
Yeah. So, The nice thing about this is once you slap everybody in that arena, you can come over here, hit all these guys, and you get like a little bit of a, because the game will warp you over to them. And that was actually optimal because if we get to the box before the Fab Slap expires, that means we are like completely on time. Like we've optimized that speed as much as we can. Ooh. So a lot of what you're noticing in, oops, I missed him the first time. A lot of what you're going to be noticing is that I'm going to be trying to like optimize combat by like, what I'll do is I'll shoot an enemy with one thing, and then I'll go deal with another enemy while the other one is like on cooldown, and that's how I can kind of optimize the combat a little bit, and that saves minutes over the course of the entire run. It's actually a humongous optimization. So if you, I mean, unless you've actually played the game, it's probably a little bit hard to notice that or to really understand how it's being optimized. But if you see me shoot one enemy and then I turn away from it before it's defeated, most likely what I'm doing there is I'm optimizing the combat by trying to kind of maximize my time of hitting this enemy.
Well, that's nightmare fuel right there.
Street Fighter. Hitting one enemy and then kind of dealing with another one while I'm waiting for the cooldown to cycle on the first one. It's just something that you kind of learn as you play the game a bit more. So if you end up picking up this game, you'll find pretty quickly that that's a really good way to make things work better for you. All right.
It's unironically very reminiscent of like Doom 2016, like 100% speedrunning, where you just change weapons constantly.
The enemy locations are it's always the same enemies, but their locations are randomized every time you do that fight. So sometimes you get a dull suit up there, sometimes you get a tourist, and it just sort of depends. All right, so this is the tight suit, and his fashion crime is his suit is too tight. So what do? We have to shoot it with the alt fire on this, which adds material to him, covers him like a ghost, and then we pin the extra material to his suit. You'd think something this imprecise wouldn't like actually fix anything, but somehow it does. All right, so we've got
Very accurate.
this guy is not good to have in close quarters, and we're gonna get that a lot as well as we missed. Okay, so I'm going to hit this guy, smack him, pin him, smack him, and that is an example of optimizing the combat. I'm gonna try and track this guy. That was really good. We're kind of like trying to move and shoot him at the same time to double up what we have to do.
Yeah, a lot of the enemies you have to stun are a real pain in the ass, and it's the stun is there so you can hit them.
Especially
like entirely nothing else.
Especially the neon bras. They are really problematic, and the problem is that they have this humongous damage boost, which you think, oh, damage boost speedrunning, but no, in this case, damage boosting is almost always not what you want out of them, because they'll do it in places where you can't take advantage of it, and it's very irritating to be aiming at an enemy and then suddenly be like knocked sideways. They're also extremely fast. They're actually like so fast in on the hardest difficulty that you basically have to use two of those. And the belt has a cooldown, which can be very frustrating. Grabbing these scissors is actually pretty easy to do because you just have to get into this spot, and it happens every time. I'm gonna belt swing up here. Whoa! It was not the direction I expected. We do this to grab this secret.
Hell no, I ain't wearing that.
There's some really good ones late game, by the way. Some of these references are a little obscure, but some of them late game are going to be really good. We'll show off some of those. All right, so we came over here just to get the red key card, scissors, whatever you want to call it. And now we can head back to the main area. This level's layout is a little bit different because it's sort of like the classic. You have to go. You have access to the areas where you can go to like the end level area, but it's blocked by a key card. So you got to go to this offside area to get one key card, and you got to go to another one, and so it's very kind of classic boomer shooter level layout in that sense. We're going to belt snap up here.
Posting these.
I'm going to try and get a shot in here. Nice. Wow, these Karens actually played really nice with me just now. They didn't like move around or anything. Good on them. Karen actually coming in clutch for once.
Yeah, I mentioned it in chat earlier, but casually, they're super annoying because they just drop poison everywhere. That's what the green clouds are.
Yeah, it's pepper spray. In true Karen fashion.
Yeah.
And this is actually an old patch where the pepper spray lasts way longer than it should. In a later patch, they actually dial that down because people complain so heavily about it. That's an example of kind of optimizing combat there as well, where I threw the one bomb at the tight suit and then turned away to deal with Karen and then turned back to the tight suit. Ooh, nice twofer. That's always lucky. Alright, so you should have enough enemies defeated now. This is the gauntlet fight I was talking about before. These guys are going to spawn in. On the hardest difficulty, by the way, this arena is really, really terrible. Yeah, this should be everybody, and we have 5 seconds left. We're going to meet a new enemy, the manager, and the manager's secret is he's 2 dual suits stacked on top of each other. And that is level 5.
Dane, I have a question for you. Would you be willing to turn on your Discord stream?
I totally forgot to do that.
That's okay. I've been watching it through the stream.
There you go. Totally forgot to do that when we switched over. Whoopsie. All right, so now we go into mission 6. Mission 6 is fun because mission 6 is going to give us a new weapon, and this is the weapon that breaks any percent in half. Oh, I missed a swag somewhere. No, well, it's not 100% anymore. I had a feeling that was going to happen, honestly. All my D-Roast runs, I've missed something. I had a D-Roast run that got 90%, which was tragic. Very first thing we do, we turn around, we grab the swag here. We have to grab it somewhere if I can't grab it in other levels, apparently. Gonna hit this tight suit. Gonna belt this manager to control him. He will start doing a spin around attack that is very, very annoying because it's the damage boost that basically get from these guys.
It's also very lucky with the managers that like the shotgun is actually AoE. So once you kill the one, you can hit both of them.
Very nice. So, we now have a new thing that we're going to be doing in some of these later levels, which is snapping these golden vents, these metal vents with our leather belt and somehow breaking them. Don't ask too many questions about the logic of that. Physics doesn't really matter here. We're talking about a game where you fashionize people. Don't ask too many questions. Well, hope you don't care about your retinas.
Flashbang!
It's very annoying. Alright, so I'm going to try to charge up the belt here. I'm going to take out Karen, smack this guy. This is going to be another example. I'm going to hit him with the thing, open the locker, shoot him, and then get what's in the locker. Have to charge the belt up again here. We have to open up all these lockers just to get the swag that's inside of them. And it's very easy to forget one, believe me. So this is the new weapon that we're getting. This is the drip cannon. The drip cannon shoots water. So the logic to this is you can either pin these guys or you can shoot them with water to shrink their suit. Oops. And for those guys, you can either drain them of color with the to die for, or you can kind of wash the color out, so to speak. I typically will kind of do a mix of the two. But at this early point in just acquiring the drip cannon, we don't yet have the ability to use the alt fire on it. And the alt fire does considerably more damage. So until we actually get the alt fire, which is coming up in just a second, it sort of doesn't really matter which one you use. And this is a new enemy. This is Guy Fieri. Not joking. Oop.
Yeah, past here they really start throwing a bunch of arenas become a lot more common here, and they'll also have a wider variety of enemy types. Like, it won't just be you'll have to be switching weapons constantly to get past it.
Alright, so now we have the alt fire, so we can shoot these guys from far away, and the alt fire actually does a very considerably higher amount of damage, which is going to be very useful later on. Come in here to get a secret.
Nope.
He's a cowboy.
I always forget that he says, like, no whenever he sees something.
Nuh-uh. Yeah, that's not for me, dog. Alright, take that. This guy, smack this vent. This vent, by the way, is the intended way to go through. Oh my god, please. And there's a skip that you can do there to actually get around going through the vent, but we need to come in here in order to deal with Karen.
Yeah, I would assume it's very difficult to do any percent skips in 100%, just because you have to.
Yeah, there's only 2 skips that we can do in the entire run, which is nice. Or 3, I guess technically 3. There's 3 technically. Yeah, and so you're probably going to be wondering, like, why am I shooting at the ground so much? Well, the ground, if you shoot water at the ground, what happens? You lessen the friction on the ground, so you go faster. It's not really how it works in real life, but again, don't worry about the physics of things so much. I'm gonna take this guy
a little slip
out.
and slide for yourself.
They were in very close quarters with me. That was a little scary. All right, jump up here. I'm gonna try and soak the ground as much as I can so I can get a speed boost here. Got a Karen to deal with here. I'm gonna take this guy down. Grab these scissors. Oh no! Oh no! 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 The first cloth bomb missed him. I couldn't optimize that part because of that. So normally it's supposed to go right, but we're gonna go left real quick. Just go slightly out of our way for this. The time loss is worth it just to show some of these things off. All right, so we're going to start charging up the belt to stun the manager. You really want to get rid of managers as quickly as you can. These guys can be annoying, but they are nowhere near as big of a problem. Whoops. As the managers are. Now I'm actually going to leave the guy on that middle platform alive for the moment. And the reason why is because we're going to use him to it's not really a skip, but it's like a shortcut, I guess you'd maybe say. Come on. Come in here, grab the swag, and then take out Guy Fieri. Cool, and that triggered Fab Slap, which means that we've gotten every enemy that we need at this point, which is good. Means we are still on track for 100%, at least as far as enemies are concerned. Gonna Death Warp here because it's actually a little bit faster to do the Death Warp. Save about a second that way. And we're going to come in here. We're going to trigger the Fab Slap. So we're going to use the Fab Slap in order to get through this hallway really quickly. It's not just the fact that it's faster to like, you know, smack these guys, but it's the fact that the Fab Slap warps you over to them. That lets us traverse through here instead of having to run. This saves like 10 seconds. Oh, I missed one. I had a feeling I was like, missing one. So the guy we left alive earlier, we left him alive because you need the drip cannon in order to cross these gaps. We don't have the drip cannon, so we slap him using the fab slap, and that actually gets us through here faster. That was perfect exploration because it got us right to here. So we're gonna line up here, start taking these guys out. This is the final fight of the arena, by the way.
And they throw absolutely everything at you here.
Yep.
Luckily, since you just got the drip cannon in this level, they tend to focus a lot more on like drip cannon killable enemies. But even so, the way that the tight suits teleport around, you have to stick them with the bomb, and then you have to hunt them down immediately.
Yeah, there's an expiration,
they just,
or it goes away. And that is the fight. Fun fact, in New Game Plus, you get a new outfit that gives you a speed boost, and you can actually get into the train just through natural gameplay. And if you get inside the train before you finish the fight, you're basically soft locked, and you'd have to defeat every enemy through the train walls, which is not really a possibility. So Amyrlinn, you're gonna get to see level 7. You probably haven't seen level 7 played normally in a while. Considering an 80% New Game Plus, we literally just turn around at the beginning and clip out and head to the end of the level. This is gonna be weird for you.
This is the classic. You're on a train, but the way they coded it is that the level is moving and not the train. So if you can just clip outside, you can jump backwards and get to the end of the level.
Yep, it is very, very nice for any percent.
But for Hundo, where he's got to kill all the enemies, can't do that.
Not an option. All right, so this is a new enemy. His fashion crime is he has a trench coat, and inside of his trench coat, he's either neon or dull, and so you have to either soak up the color or take add color to him, depending on what you get. Some of them are kind of blocked. Like this guy's always going to be dull. The first guy's always going to be neon. It's just how they're coded. But some of them can be randomized, and that's going to make for some interesting combat problems later. Hey, dude, you gotta stop.
And they're not always hittable. Like, they're not hittable until they open their trench coats.
Yeah.
Which is a real pain in the ass. You can also belt stun them, and that does make them open their coat. But
it has to be a fully charged belt.
Yep.
I am very low on health.
Oh no. What would you do?
That's gonna be a really bad thing if I take 4 points of damage. What's gonna happen? Certainly this Karen's not gonna do it. Oh, actually healed a little bit. Okay, well we can't meme on him now. All right, I'm gonna smack the vent here just to prep it for in a minute. I'm gonna charge the belt so I can get this guy out of the way. Come on. Get this guy.
Yeah,
nice.
The drip cannon alt fire is charged up by spraying it, so it just works really well together.
Nice, Harry Potter. Also, the fact that Hedwig the owl is the gnome on his shoulder is the best part. All right. I'm gonna take out these guys. Oops. This hallway is like super annoying to navigate. I died, but I'm back to life. What happened? What happened?
There is a dev bind in the game that revives you with all your health. That I assume they meant to take out of the game
and forgot,
but didn't. So, I genuinely don't remember what bind it is. I think it's like R or something. But if you just hit that when you die, you're not dead, and that works on every difficulty.
Yeah, and on current, they actually changed it. So it's the T key, but then on current patch, they changed it to right control T. So they wanted to leave it in for some reason, but considering that I found it on accident, I'm figuring other players probably found it on accident as well. And it really upsets the combat balance. I'm not going to stop using it because it's perfect for speedrunning.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to necessarily let players that were playing the game, normally find something like that. So they changed it to right control T. I don't know why they didn't just take it out entirely, but I think they probably knew if they did, I would yell at them.
I also assume it's there to like help players that can't, like, aren't as good. but
That's true. There's actually somebody in this somebody in the Steam discussion forums that said they were having trouble with the game and was asking for some advice, and one of the developers told them, "Oh, just use the T key. If you die, you can revive, like instantly revive." So I guess it's there maybe intentionally as like a failsafe for players that are struggling, which is a nice little accessibility feature. But yeah, a bit of an issue if you can trigger it by accident.
yeah, it's also like really close to the R key, which a lot of like FPS players will just be hitting by reflex. So
I mean, that's exactly what happened. I went to hit the R key and I hit the T key by mistake and instantly revived. And boy, we were very confused when that happened on stream.
yeah,
We're like, wait, how did I? What? There's a big platforming section here.
yeah. Surprisingly, that platforming is harder than it seems.
Yeah.
The jumps that he's making with the drip cannon speed are like really close to not being doable.
Yeah, they did it that way to specifically kind of force you to use the drip cannon, because if they shorten the gaps in there, in theory you wouldn't necessarily need to use the drip cannon. Well, they want you to, so they had to make them wide enough to really like kind of force you to.
Yeah. The consequence of that is it really feels like you have to late jump or coyote jump like half of the platforms.
Yeah.
Like getting across that right there. It feels like I have to coyote jump that every single time.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing it too. But luckily your runner is a professional and has played this game a few times, so.
Just a few.
Just a few. Oop. This is what I mean. He's randomized, so sometimes he's neon, sometimes he's grayscale. All right, I'm going to charge up. Belt here. These guys, by the way, take more damage when they're stunned, which is why we want to stun them. It's not just to keep them from like running around. It's actually there's a practical reason for it. How did you not? All right, get the here. Actually, I want to get you out of the way first. So because there's when you defeat one of these guys with the belt, there's a cooldown on the belt, and so I want to get them out of the way first before or anything else, just so I can not have to deal with that cooldown after the fact. And that's the fight. So the kill plane that's here despawns, and we can head into level 8. And level 8 is fun because level 8 is another boss fight. If you don't know the boss that you're about to encounter, we're gonna leave it a surprise for you.
Yeah, this is the thing that makes people love this game. Like, this is the funniest boss in the game.
So we're riding this elevator up, and there's a big lore dump that happens right here in this cutscene. We're not gonna get any of that. We're gonna skip it. Now the boss for this fight is named XX underscore UU underscore senpai underscore swagman underscore XX. If you've ever been on the internet in the early 2000s, I'm sure you know somebody with a username like this one. It might have even been you.
Ironically or unironically, we're not judging.
We were all young once. It's okay. Yeah. Explain the mechanics of this fight, because this fight is actually very mechanically complex.
Absolutely. So in his first phase, well, he has a blue health bar. He's only vulnerable to the drip cannon, and specifically only the main fire of the drip cannon. When you deplete his health, he goes into this phase where he glitches out, and he's vulnerable to one of 3 weapons. Once you drain his health like that, it's a 1 phase, which is really good. Dane's going to be trying to do that every single time. He sends you to the Shadow Realm, where you find Metal Gear Solid.
Snake!
And I think this is based off of the VR missions in Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, probably something like that. But then I think they honestly took a little analog from Cyberhook as well, because it's just like,
yeah.
I mean, look at it. It's Cyberhook without the hook.
Yeah. So it's a bunch of platform jumping. The yellow and blue platforms change every time you jump, but luckily they're set up in a way that if you just do it like normally, it's not actually difficult. You don't have to change any of the jumps around.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's just it's a very easy section to do, but the thing that's really nice is it looks fancy and difficult. So it's nice. It's the nicest
thing. It looks very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So gets a little bit more damage here, and I'll explain his damage phase again once we get there. right, so back to normal phase. Yeah, only if you use any other gun other than the drip cannon or any other fire on the drip cannon, he blocks it. So you have to just left click fire at him.
Oh, he's doing poop cycle. We call poop cycle something else normally, but we'll call it poop cycle for today.
Nice and fast. All right, so he's either vulnerable to the drain of the To Die For, the left click of the To Die For, or the tailor-made, which is the assault rifle.
Nice.
This is the perfect cycle because if you to drain him, and then you get a super shot, you can blast him apart.
Yeah, the supercharge does a ton of damage to him, but it hinges on getting the.
You have to get a drain cycle, like a
you have to get a bunch
cycle.
of neon cycles in order to get the dual cycle later and kind of get it optimal.
Yep.
But this is the only part of the level that actually has the swag and extra enemies that you need to get for 100%. So,
Nope.
any Zelda fans?
Here, Tears of the Kingdom is pretty good. Yeah, this is actually a surprisingly difficult part casually because it's totally not like it doesn't play exactly how normal gameplay does.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's very obviously trying to be funny and meme around, but the gameplay mechanics are very different here. There's no x-axis anymore. But we have to just destroy the servers, and that's how you destroy the IRL server. This one. Boom, 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 boom. They'll do one more glitch out phase, and then we got to do everything the way we did before. Same, and that'll take us to the end level sequence, which is fun. All right, so,
That was a lot of damage that you farmed at the end there. That was pretty good.
yeah. You can get so there's another little bit that we haven't talked about because we sort of don't really completely fully understand it yet. I'm sure probably Sam understands it better than I do and could explain it if I knew where he was. But basically, there's a random amount of time that he'll stay glitched out during these phases, and that random amount of time is distributed amongst each of the three phases. So it's whether or not he stays in neon phase for X amount of time is entirely randomized. Yeah. So, in case any of you didn't think of him already as a guy from Reddit, this is a ban hammer. This is literally just, it says ban on it, which is the best part. I'm gonna go for a little shortcut here. This is something that a lot of people don't realize. You can actually hit the nodes inside of the hammer early. We don't really understand why it works that way, but you just have to charge up the drip cannon, and as you use the alt fire on the drip cannon, you lose more and more pressure on it.
Yeah, normally they light up, and I guess because you're shooting them early, it freaks out.
Just soak the ground there and held forward as we go into this cutscene. That just gives you a little tiny speed boost. It saves a couple of frames. It's not a big time save, but it's a nice little optimization. Now, for any of you fans of Call of Duty out there,
Man, that was crisp.
thank you. I've been practicing. Anyways. Now, I know a bunch of people are probably like, oh, you're going to do the dance break thing? We're going to get a dance break? No, we're not doing a dance break. We do that for GDQ. We don't do that for other events. Although I will let the parole ball play for a bit because this song's a banger. Moving on. Now we get to mission 9, and missions 9 through 13. Oh, I missed something in mission 6 too. Man, this is not turning out to be a very good 100% run. This is the level where they changed the difficulty spike is insane here. So this is going to be the part where Amyrlinn is more or less going to be taking over the commentary entirely, because I'm going to have to focus so intently on the screen as we go throughout this. I'll jump in whenever I can, but I'm largely going to be silent as we go through a lot of this. So Amy, you get to say whatever you want from here on out.
Absolutely. So pretty much past this point, once they introduce, we're gonna get 2 more enemies in this level, and then past this point, like, all the gloves are off. Every enemy, yeah. There's one specific enemy that they introduce here that makes every other enemy way more dangerous, and because Dane actually has to fight them in 100%, it can be a real problem. So coming up here, we're gonna meet Socks and Speedo Man,
Mr.
or
Speedo.
Crocs and Speedo. Yep. He actually has 2 health bars, so you have to give him clothes and then have the sock gnomes eat his shoes.
I'm gonna use this barrel to actually take him out. Him and the guy directly above him, which is a nice little optimization.
Yeah, barrels are, I don't know if they're guaranteed one-shots, but they do a lot of damage.
Depending on how close they are to the enemy, it's dependent on their proximity to it, which is very annoying because, please, it's very annoying because sometimes they get just a little bit farther away. I think some enemies are an insta hit, like an insta kill, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, being able to boost any sort of damage past those guys is going to be just absolutely ridiculous. So there's a lot of really tight corridors here. Do you do the sniper missions in Hundo?
Nope.
Okay.
In fact, the way we skipped the one in this level is actually pretty next level is actually pretty hilarious, because we do a drip clip. Also, the frame rate dies here every time.
Just like you.
Just like me. All right.
Oh, hell no, I ain't wearing that.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I would wear that.
I would not. Moving on. All right, grab the armor, just have it. Now this area is nice because you just shoot these barrels and everybody goes down easy. Now this is not a skip exactly, but it's like a little shortcut. If you jump onto this ledge, you can actually get up here a little bit faster, which is a nice little shortcut.
Something wrong with my speedo.
Tight corridor for this guy.
Come on and slay.
All right, so this is where we do a very cool shortcut. We're gonna jump up here. Gonna boost up here. Now, this is something we do a lot in any percent, but we only do it this one time in 100%. We're gonna soak this wall, and we're gonna damage the plaster so badly that we're gonna go through it. Because that's how this game works, apparently. We have to come in here just to get these 2 Karens out of the way. Then we're going to death warp down here, and this is gonna skip a 3-minute auto scroller. So we're gonna line up here. Nice, first try.
Nice.
We passed the death plane, and now we've skipped that 3-minute auto scroller entirely. Eee! Okay, let's try that again.
Yeah, so ordinarily you'd have to do a point and click sniper section here. But jumping onto that building that you're not meant to, let's Dane bypass that. Oh, and also, the belt traversals become a lot harder in this.
Yeah, they have
a lot tighter.
A lot. Alright, get this Speedo out of the way because he's going to be annoying. Got him.
Yeah, seems very chaotic, but
Yeah, this is a very chaotic scene. And imagine doing this on the hardest difficulty. Not easy.
without knowing about the retry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The so the little guys that dash around, do knockback damage when they hit you, and also they place down bombs that knock you back when they hit you. Every enemy in the game can knock you back in that way, but they're the worst. Yeah.
Where is everyone?
But they do get tired sometimes and sit still, which is a really nice time to stick them with a bomb.
The best part about that is when they get tired, when they wake up, they chug an energy drink. They got all these guys. Head through here.
Yeah, and now they start throwing double Speedo guys at you. Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Got them both? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so this is the downside to killing things with the drip cannon, is that it'll run out of charge on the alt fire, and then you have to recharge it.
Yep.
So
All right.
it's still faster.
You right there.
I think that's Dave Chappelle.
Hey, you want to buy some crack? That is Dave Chappelle. All right, so let's get out of here. This is the last arena for this level.
There's a lot of barrels around, but
I do not want to hit
be
these
really
barrels yet.
careful. Yep,
Yeah,
you gotta be really careful not to hit them.
Want to hit them yet? All right, so
There's
once you have the dull suit phase, this is good because all we have to do is take out the dull suits. I'm dying a lot in this this run. All right, so once these guys are all down, these Spudos want to go hit them with the barrel here. And that's the whole fight. Nice. And that's why we didn't want to hit those barrels, because that would have been bad.
yeah, that was clean.
That takes us into mission 10. Mission 10 is going to have some of the probably the trickiest platforming, or at least some of the trickiest platforming, because we're going to do it a little bit unintended. There's a skip we could do right at the very beginning, and it's an incredibly tight jump. It's not frame perfect, but it feels like it. I'm going to jump over here to the side. Really tight jump. Nice. You're not supposed to be able to make that jump, but if you know how to do it, you can. We're gonna boost. Whoops. There we go. Boost up here.
Nope.
Bad. Do another jump over here.
Aquapath?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I've tried to get all the references, you know, so people think I'm smart. The bad part is they don't tell you in game what it's a reference to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they sort of.
It like
assume
vaguely
you know.
alludes to it, but yeah.
You.
With a double hit, nice.
Nice. That was the weirdest way I've ever done that, but we got it. That pepper spray is very annoying.
Yeah, so hitting the. Oh, excuse me. Hitting the guys with the sock gnomes just takes away their health over time. So that's why you just hit them with 2 and then doing something else. So many tourists here.
Yeah, there's a lot of tourists in this arena. Yeah, this is a fight that they expect you to use the Fab Slap here, because the fight is designed with so many AOE enemies that you know, knock you around like that, and you're on a building that you can't, like, there's not a lot of room to move around, so they expect you to use the Fab Slap here, but we need the Fab Slap for later, so we are not going to use the Fab Slap because we want to be able to use that for something else.
And if it knocks you off the building, it does do damage. So,
all right, so we're gonna head in here, grab these 2 swag. Nice. Grab this swag. All right, now we're gonna meet a new enemy, DJ Too Loud.
Yeah,
DJ Too
this-
Loud is a buff.
This is what I was talking about earlier. It makes all the enemies in the game stronger, and if she actually manages to get off the full song, it makes them even more stronger.
And it does a ton of damage to you, and it's almost
Yeah.
unavoidable. Oop. Come on. you can make this jump, I promise. Okay, fine. I'll just do it the uncool way. I was trying to be cool. Take him out. Got a swag here. Anytime you find a DJ Too Loud, she needs to be the first one you hit because everything else is like 50% stronger until you take out DJ Too Loud. Grab another secret up here. See, this isn't actually all that bad. I wouldn't wear it, but that's not terrible. Anyways,
I wouldn't look sideways at someone wearing it in public.
yeah, like you could wear that. All right, so we got another DJ Too Loud here. You definitely want to take her out because dealing with these guys while they're buffed is unfun. All right, so
That's
face
another
change, we're gonna
instance
try and get
of
these
being
barrels.
careful of the barrels.
Take out manager. We got another DJ Too Loud here. If you don't take her out, you're dealing with a buff Sputo, and that's not fun.
That's right before the drop.
Now, fun little thing about the barrels. You blow up a barrel and you take the hit. Oh, how did you avoid that? The barrel actually heals you a little bit. I was at 3 health a second ago. Oh, you...
How did he survive that?
Yeah, it's kind of... It feels a little bit random sometimes if they... if the trench coats will survive it. I don't really understand why. Oh, also, this guy's bugged out, so he's still buffed, even though DJ Too Loud is down. This is just a bug in the game, and don't really know why it does that. But yeah, he's like perma-buffed for whatever reason. All right, and that takes us to here. Oop, oh, I was crouched, that's why. If I can just get up here. There we go. That's what we're trying to do. Grab that swag. And now we get to the end of the level. We have to do that auto scroller here. And the only way to really skip it is to use the Fab Slap. But we still have to engage it anyway because there is a secret that you can only get while doing the sniper section. So we're going to get the dialogue here. Shoot that. What's the button for this? It's Ezio. Anyways, we're gonna look checkpoint here. Oop. All right. So we're going to snap through here. Now, the way this normally works is if you don't do the sniper section, there's a death plane. However, you can sort of... Oh, this isn't enough. I gotta do it again. I need a little bit more speed if I'm gonna do this skip. You can actually bypass the death plane using the Fab Slap. So that fade out means that we were able to use the Fab Slap to hit the end level trigger, even though we hit the death plane, which is kind of nice. Now this takes us into a rail shooter section that is basically always 2.5 minutes. There's like really no way to speed this up. You can kind of speed it up like hitting the enemies sooner, but this is just 2.5 minutes. Like it's sort of unavoidable. This section being as long as it is. It'd be
Unfortunately
nice to
unskippable,
like,
but
optimize it. But yeah, it's unskippable because it's tied to the end level trigger.
2.5 minutes, I hear.
Yes. Would you like to jump in with something?
Yes,
Go for
I
it.
would. I would just like to remind people about the charity that we are raising money for, which of course is 988 Lifeline. I want to talk a little bit about their Vibrant Emotional Health Service. So, for 50 years, Vibrant Emotional Health has been the forefront of promoting emotional well-being for all people. As leaders, advocates, educators, and innovators in mental health, we have been raising awareness for offering support to everyone who has been struggling. We work every single day to help save lives and assist people to get care anytime, anywhere, and in any way that works for them. We are unwavering in our belief that everyone can achieve emotional wellness with the right care and support. As part of our work, we administer the 9888 Suicide and Crisis Hotline funded by that's an acronym, SAMHSA, which provides 24/7 free and confidential support for people in emotional distress across the United States. For more information on it, you should visit vibrant.org. So people, that is one of the many services you are helped fund by donating to this marathon. So if you wish to, please get those donations in. Every dollar counts.
And, you know, breaking news from yesterday, the Baltimore Ravens' Chuck Clark passed away. So all the more reason to donate to such an amazing cause as 988 Lifeline. They've helped so many people. So rest in peace, Chuck Clark. So yeah, this is a classic one-handed gaming where we just need the mouse for this part. We can't really do anything else with the keyboard, so...
Yeah, also the barrel shots that he's hitting are like more it's not quite look where you're aiming. You have to kind of lead things. But
yeah, they're tricky because like sometimes you'll shoot and it'll shoot out the side of the car instead of out of the turret.
Yeah.
It's very weird. So now we're going into mission 11. So we got 11 and 12, which are the last two like main missions, and then we've got the final boss fight, and then we've got the 3 challenge missions, and that will be the whole run. Quickly approaching the end. Oh, I missed something in mission 9. This is not 100% by any stretch. I'm doing the best. You're seeing the route, basically. It's just the fact that I'm missing things just proves that I'm a big Pepega gamer, so. Mission 11 is on a cruise ship. And yes, we did drive in the water just now, in case you were confused by that. I forgot where this was for a second. These later levels can be really kind of tricky to remember where to go. All right, come in here. We take out these 2 axe battlers.
There's also a lot of places where you can't go back and get something if you forget it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the one important thing about DJ Too Loud is that her the AoE underneath her is what hurts you if it goes off, and it hits basically the entire map if she's allowed to charge up for enough.
It's not the whole map, but it's far enough out from where you are that if you don't do, oh, by the way, there's no collision on this door. You can just go through this door. If you're not like out of dodge, like fresh out of dodge, you're gonna get hit. Also, Titus is in the toilet.
Toilet.
Moving on. Take out this guy. You know where I've always wanted to visit when I go to New York?
The Empire State Building.
The Statue of Liberty. Moving on. Anyways, we're going to hit this guy. Take out Karen. Take out this guy. See if I don't have anywhere near enough charge for this, so I gotta take out these guys the hard way. Very nice. All right, we'll wait for this guy to spawn in. Take him out. Take this guy out. This guy always kind of moves around randomly, so I always wait for him to get to the right spot just to make him consistent. Because he'll usually teleport to like directly in front of you before he drops the CV bomb. Ooh, nice.
Nice. Yeah, it's weird. This part feels like kind of a reprieve.
Oops, shoot.
It feels like the enemies that they throw you here aren't as difficult. but they are very clearly winding up for what's coming in the later half of this chapter, where they hit you with everything at once. So this is where you get the best weapon in the game. I think got to do a couple.
Yeah, a couple of arenas,
here.
and then we're good for that. Charge up the belt because I got to get this guy taken down quickly. There we go. And we got one big arena fight here, and the nice thing is we actually have the Fab Slap almost ready. But once we get the Fab Slap, we're going to be able to make much quicker work of this. Fun fact, I actually forgot about the Fab Slap during my PB. So in my PB, I don't use the Fab Slap here. So free world record if you want to bop my time and use the Fab Slap in this arena.
Got it. Doing that right now.
Well, I meant for everybody out there, not just you.
Oh, true. Okay.
This isn't just about you, Amyrlinn.
Nice. Yeah, so again, for people who don't know what this is, because we haven't used it in a while, this is a one-shot. It's Berserk, basically.
Berserk.
Yeah. Teleports you directly to enemies, kills them, or sorry, fashionizes them instantly, and in any percent is actually used for a couple of skips.
And fun fact, in the game's code, it's actually referred to as Berserk, which is the best part. So this is the BFG, the Big Fashionable Gun. It is also called the Wardrobe. The Wardrobe. So you skip the dialogue here. So just to show this in action.
So the rest of this run.
No.
Oh dear.
Oh, I have to take these guys out the hard way. No, this is so slow.
Yeah, this is very
That's what I
careful wardrobe management, basically. There's a lot of... They give you wardrobe ammo at a rate of about 1 per fight. But the rest of the fights have, 2 or 3 waves or more to them. So they're often very mean about it.
Flag shot. Oh.
You just shot at the ground.
Oh no.
All right. So do the next fight the slow way.
No, I have to restart checkpoint. I literally, the route is set up for this. I have to do this all the. All right, that's fine. Wait.
While you get back to that spot, have time for a donation?
Yeah, go for it.
So we have a donation from Alexander, who says, as someone who has had suicidal thoughts earlier in my life, I'm fully in support of this charity. Thank you to all the people working to make this event what it is. Thanks, Alexander, for that kind donation.
Thank you very much. Let's try this again. There we go. Now I actually took the mouse.
Yeah, I guess while you're redoing this, the way the wardrobe works is you can either regular fire it and it'll do just 1 shot, or you can regular then alt fire it and it'll split into 8 shots or something like that.
5?
Yeah.
Is it 5?
It becomes AoE.
Yeah.
The thing is, it does the same amount of damage either way, which is important for the final boss fight. So it doesn't super matter.
Well, it does more damage because it spreads out across a wider array, which is what you want. And against turncoat, it actually does considerably more damage.
I thought it did. Maybe I just didn't pay attention enough to.
Yeah, we did a little bit of testing to make sure, and it was actually like a notable amount more damage. There you go.
All right, cool. Never mind.
Here. Assuming that they go to the right guys. And came out. Nice thing about the gnomes is they're a bit of a fire and forget kind of thing.
Nope.
All right. Oh, forgot to charge. Yeah, these boxes that are kind of lined with metal only break if you have a fully charged one. Now we're gonna go for a swag shot here. Nice.
Nice.
That's such a cool shot. I'm going to drain these guys of color because I want to
Having
this thing
super
fully
shotgun
charged
for upcoming is super
for
useful.
This
Yeah.
guy. I need you away from the barrels.
Now we've got the Fab Slap again. Use it here or the next level.
Oh, that's fine. Just have to take them with the hard one. It resets next level, so we don't end up using it here. Just because we have the rocket here, and that's faster, so. Oh, didn't make it, but that's okay. If you go around the edge of the pipe, you'll still hit the end level trigger for some reason. Not sure why. And that takes us into mission 12, the last main mission of the game. Now this level sucks. This is a bad level. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna grab this ammo right away.
Yeah, there's one more enemy that we find in this chapter. I think, unless we found him in a lot. No,
Nope,
it's in this chapter.
This level.
Yep. And they are objectively, I think, the worst enemy. And I'll point them out when they come up.
Yeah,
specifically because of what they do. Like
Yeah,
they have a special thing that no other enemy does.
Yeah, and it's very annoying. I don't blame you for hating them more than most. Okay, so we got Speedo here. Alright, we got... Sure. And we're gonna rocket these guys.
Nice.
Alright, here you go.
This is the Gimp. You have to shoot them with the TaylorMade's alt fire to kill them, like usual. The one really annoying thing that they do is that they like getting whipped. So they will, if they are alive and can move,
Just like
they
that.
will jump in front of and take any whip shots.
Yeah. And when they put you in an arena with the belt guys, that's very annoying because the only way to get rid of the belt guys is to use the belt on them. Very, very annoying to have to do that. Right, we are in the right spot. Cool. So, because we don't really care about taking damage, we just tank that fire. You're supposed to cool it down with the drip cannon, but we can just auto resurrect, so we don't care. We just eat the damage because it doesn't matter. We got this barrel. Ooh. Get this guy. Yeah, and they also do that where they throw a chain to hit you, and it'll really reduce your mobility until you actually stun them. You can break free, and luckily breaking free is a pretty simple matter of just hitting the space bar button I was doing.
Oh, right on time. There we go.
Ooh, that rock almost took that shot. That would have been bad.
Good shot.
All right,
Hell no, I ain't wearing.
that's Mario. Now, if you like pop music,
Nope.
I mean, I go gaga for pop music. Anyways, let's move on. So we're going to head through here, grab the green scissors. Now, this next room is very difficult. Hello? Door. Because we've got a bunch of falling rocks. Oh, wait, I forgot about this guy. Him. Please. Oh, by the way, when you defeat them, they sing the little ditty from Final Fantasy. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-da-da. Probably a little hard to hear over the audio, but yeah. Charge up a belt shot for this guy.
Yeah, the gimps don't always block belts, but they have to basically be able to get there.
We use the Fab Slap in this room because this is such a bad room. This room has like no floor. You're confined to these really thin catwalks, and it's very difficult to actually like fight in here. So Fab Slapping everything in this room just makes so much more sense. Ooh, and you can also warp your way up out of a potential death situation. Look at that, right as it expired.
Cool 90% category, you can just clip through a wall, but can't do that here.
Can't do that here.
So this is a very, very infamously hard platforming section. The checkpoints are pretty unforgiving.
Yeah.
Like until certain parts, it'll send you back to the beginning. I think Dane's passed the checkpoint already, but
right here.
You know, it's so random. All of these jumps basically have to be made with drip cannon speed, and these whips are not easy to hit. Yeah, just like that.
Well, I'm also doing this a little bit differently than you're supposed to.
You're going for the skip, right?
Yeah. It's kind of
So
tricky to get. You have to get a very, very specific angle to pull it off.
Yeah, there's like 1 or 2 pixels
Shoot,
where
okay, let me try this a different way.
you can get on top of the boat and run along it. And obviously that's much faster and safer than...
Okay, hold on. We'll get this. We'll get this. That's nowhere near enough speed. Hold on. I want to get the skip. I want to get the skip to show it off because it's hilarious once you see the out of bounds in this level. There we go. So this is the cruise ship. We're now standing on top of it.
This is also like not that wide. You could fall off this really easy.
Yeah, you could fall off this pretty easily. You have to keep the line on the wall like dead center of your crosshair. As long as you do that, you'll be okay. But if you're not paying attention, you can't fall off. By the way, this does not save time in 100%. Oops, fat fingered my right click. This does not save any time in 100%. It does save a buttload of time in any percent, but it's also, you see how difficult it is. I mean, if I were doing this in an any percent run, I would have lost time over how much I would have saved. But this skips having to do all the platforming stuff that you'd see here, like jumping on the buoys and all that. So I'm going to jump here. This jumps a little tight. Okay, that's good. And that takes us into the ski resort, because every cruise ship needs a ski resort for some reason.
Fancy.
All right, so you get to actually whip these the snowmen because they have swag in them.
And also some of the snowmen are enemies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun little game of surprise, finding out which one's which.
So luckily getting down the ski slope itself isn't too bad, but at the bottom there's a massive fight that Dane's saving his wardrobe shots for.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can clear most of that fight with wardrobe, but if you whiff it or you don't have enough, you're in trouble.
We come in here to grab this wardrobe shot, and then we can start working on this. Because the trench coat is only accessible for certain time periods, I want to take him out before I take out the manager. The manager can hit you with that damage boost and kind of knock your aim off, but the trench coat, just from a time perspective, will cost you more time if you don't take him out first, so we do that. Come on, there we go. Here we got a full charge on this. Excellent. Ooh, wrong guy. And this is what I mean.
Yep.
The gimp likes to do that.
Yeah, so you not only have to react to them blocking the belt, you have to then immediately shoot them with the tailor-made. Otherwise, they'll just get away. These guys gotta be cold. This guy's gotta be cold.
Yeah, in a ski resort?
Yeah.
I bet. You have a speedo here. Yep. That should be enough. Whoops, mega jump. So we're gonna take out this guy. Throw 2 gnomes at this guy. In this guy. Oh, my frame rate's starting to chug. Oh no. I need to be up here. Oh god, I'm stuck. Okay, we're good.
I have no clue how you got around that.
All right, and that takes us into the last area. So I'm going to whip all these snowmen before we actually do the fight proper, because there's a bunch of
enemies inside these snowmen.
inside of here, so I want to get them released so I can wardrobe them at the same time. I don't think this actually saves any time over doing the over fighting them the hard way, just because of how often they get in the way. But I'm gonna do it anyway, just to try to optimize my wardrobe as much as I can. All right. Good. All right.
Not too bad. Yep.
Having one of these guys and one manager is not bad. I'll take that.
So now more enemies start coming in. A lot of neon bras, which is really, really difficult to deal with, especially if you're just draining them with the to die for.
We got a 2 die 4 over here, or a 2 loud rather, PG 2 loud, and now we have the last fight inside the snowball. Now, fun fact: if you shoot this too early, you will actually soft lock the arena. So you have to wait just a second until the objective triggers spawn in, or you'll soft lock. Found that out the hard way.
All right, so that was basically all the hard parts done.
Yeah.
We're coasting to the end here.
Yeah, everything else from here on out's easy. Challenge 3's not really so much, but so this is the final boss, Turncoat. There's a whole lore reason for why he's named Turncoat. His real name is Arton Cut, blah 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 blah. We didn't talk about the story at all because the story is, you don't take the story seriously. His evil plan is he just wants to make everybody in Fashionopolis, I think it's called, unfashionable. He doesn't want to like commit mass murder or anything like that. Just wants to make everybody unfashionable. So we use the game generously gives you 2 rockets going into this fight. Even if you're at 0 in the last level like we were, you start this fight with, or start this level with two rockets, which is nice. We're going to use those 2 rockets to skip his first 2 phases. So all we have to do is deal with this drone by soaking it with the drip cannon.
Yeah, very similar to Uwu Senpai Swagman. Where he's, but it's only level to the
Nice.
fire drip cannon.
That was very optimal. All right, so we're going to come out one more time here. And this fight has been like kind of crafted in such a way, like the way we've optimized it is where we fire with the main fire, and then we use the alt fire once we're fully charged, right up until the point where we lose pressure. Sir, this guy's going out of bounds. What a cheater. We use the alt fire to just until we start to lose pressure, and then we'll start to use the main fire again, and that way we can kind of optimize how well we damage him. Now we're supposed to use the Fab Slab here, but we can't because there's a lore reason for it. Turncoat created it, it won't be used on its creator, blah 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 blah. You don't need to worry about it. The point is, we're now a dull suit. So, oop, I shoot too early. Here we go. This guy. So right now we are fighting ourselves. We have to take out all the facsimiles of ourselves, since we are a dull suit. Also, you'll notice that the crosshair is a briefcase. There's a nice little touch. We have to do this phase again. I totally lost him.
Yeah, there's really not much to say here. His attacks are pretty easy to dodge, even at higher difficulties, and you just kind of shoot him and then attempt to fab slap him, and he sends you.
We go to the next phase, which is Tony Hawk's Pro Scooter. By the way, Amyrlinn, what's your favorite anime?
Spy X Family.
See, mine's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Moving on. So for this part, we have to take out the 4 Desmonds, and we have to score 10,000 points. Classic Tony Hawk's Pro Scooter. In fact, they actually use the well, in true marathon fashion, this has never happened before.
How did you do that?
I'm not exactly sure. I'm just gonna death warp it and do it again.
Yeah, so you have to score 10,000 points and destroy all of the mannequins of Dez. And on higher difficulties, that point scale goes up, and it's actually way harder to do it within the time limit.
Yeah, on easy mode, it's 10,000. On the highest difficulty, it's 120,000. I think it's 40,000 on the second difficulty, and then 80,000 on the third.
Yeah, I think I did the third, so I did 80.
It's pretty tough. All right, now there's a big story lore dump here, blah 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 cutscene. Don't worry about it. Point is, this guy is now going to fuse with this is his brother, and they're going to fuse together and make the Guardian from the Evil Within 2. If you play the Evil Within 2, you know which enemy I'm talking about. It's that one. One made of 1,000 corpses. Now this part is one of the most annoying aspects of this fight, because this part of the fight is entirely RNG. We have no wardrobe ammo. We can only defeat him with the wardrobe at this point. And the only way to get wardrobe ammo is for Haley, the ancillary character that we've been talking to all game long in the story. She has to drop ammo for us. Well, she's not going to drop ammo until he's done 3 attacks. So she luckily did it there. And then once she drops ammo, that is the wrong box. We need to use one of the pin cushions to bounce up here and shoot him with the wardrobe. And that scream that he just did means that he's phase changed. So it will now take Haley 1 extra attack in order to drop ammo. And fun fact, apparently this is in the game's code, Haley will not drop ammo while Turncoat is dropping pin cushions. It is actually coded so that she will not drop it. On the first frame after he's done dropping the pin cushions, like the first frame after that phase, she'll fly in, but not during. Don't know why they did it that way, but they did it that way. So like you'll notice, as soon as these pin cushions land, there you go. See, it's like it's not when they land, it's when he releases them, but she won't drop them until he's released all the pin cushions for some reason. We need one more here. And she also won't drop ammo until you have 1 or 0 shots in your inventory. So we want to shoot off the shots that we have as quickly as we can, just so we can start cycling the phases a little faster. All right, so I'm going to need 1 more round of ammo to finish this off. And at this point, we're now in the last phase, which means I think Turncoat, I think it takes 6 attacks for Haley to drop ammo at this point. That was an interesting positioning for that attack. So he should be coming at the end of this attack right here. Oh, 1 more. Be at the end of this one. This is the longest one, by the way. Oh, okay, and then pin cushions, so it'll be after the pin cushions drop. There it is. And this is, by the way, entirely RNG. There's like no real way to manipulate this at all, so we're just kind of at the mercy of RNG here. All right, we need pin cushions, which should be coming out at the end of this attack. Right there. And that is the fight. So this is the end of the final boss fight, but we're not done with 100% yet. We still have to do the side missions because we haven't done those yet. So this is Turncoat once he's defeated, and look how dapper he is. So we would be calling time in an any percent run at this point, but now you get to see the side missions. And challenge number 3, if you did not watch the AGDQ run of this game, the challenge number 3 was the donation incentive, because challenge number 3 is really hard. It's going to be another one of those like virtual missions, like from Metal Gear Solid, like what we did in the one Swagman fight. But now they're tougher. And we have the Trendsetter equipped. So we have a default speed boost, a default height increase. Oops. Oh, shoot. I slipped off. That's fine. And we have infinite wardrobe ammo. And that's going to be only really useful in the other 2 challenge missions. Not really so much useful for this one. But because we have the Trendsetter equipped, it's very, very, very easy to overshoot these platforms. So I have to like let go of forward a few times in order to avoid overshooting the platforms. I lost the headphone. There we go. And if this looks difficult, believe me, it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just don't have much to say here. I'm trying not to distract you because this is hard. There's a lot of platforming in this that isn't like you don't have to beat the original game to do this kind of stuff. It's funny, it's almost very jump map-esque.
Oh, but that takes us into phase 3. Phase 3 is the hardest one. It's the last one and the most difficult. Let's hope. Nice.
Nice.
Ooh, come on. Oh! That was almost deathless. That's a very stupid spot to die though. Right, and we hit these 3 mannequins. Sometimes they die immediately, sometimes they don't. It's seemingly very random. Is that 225? That's not bad.
That's a really good challenge 3.
That's not bad. I think my PB is like a 210 or something like that. So now we go to challenge 2. Challenge 2 is hilariously stupid because it's neon bras galore. Now, fun fact about the challenge missions. The challenge missions, you don't actually have to defeat all the enemy. In this one, you do. But in the challenge number 1, you actually don't need to defeat all the enemies. You just have to like beat the ones at the very end of the mission. Okay, I don't know what happened there. So we're actually going to skip a bunch of... We're going to basically run it like an any percent run and still get credit for it. Oops, I'm in the wrong area. Okay, I'm not selling this challenge very well because I'm doing this very badly, but this one's actually pretty cool if you can do it well. I don't know why I'm stinking the place up so badly right now.
Yeah, I mean, the whip grabs are actually genuinely hard to make.
Yeah.
The hitboxes are super tight on them.
And that is challenge 2. We're going into challenge 1, and at the end of challenge 1, we will be calling time. So be ready, timer person, wherever you are. Now, this is going to be the only other time we do a drip clip in the entire run, and there's a bit of out of bounds traversal. This part's actually pretty cool. This only saves about like 2 or 3 seconds over playing it inbounds normally. But we gotta do the cool stuff. We gotta show off the glitches because this is This game's done quick. We got to do it. Anyways, so I'm going to go through here. Oop, I'm stuck. There we go. We're now out of bounds. We're going to head right into the last fight. We got to take out this guy because he's the trigger for every other phase here. Oop. And that is the fight. So time is coming up. And time. And that is Fashion Police Squad. Not quite 100% because I didn't do it properly. But yeah, you see how you actually complete, even though we didn't beat every enemy, it still acts like we did. It doesn't even track it, so you don't actually have to do that part. Now, in true fashion of the verification purposes, we go check and 93%. Ooh, that hurts a little bit. I was going for 100%. We didn't quite get it, but I did the best I could. I'm sorry. 100% is actually really hard to get in a run like this because of the fact that there's no really good in-game tracker for things, and it's just easy to miss a swag somewhere, and the game gives you very little feedback in terms of like picking things up. So but yeah, quick shout outs. Gotta give some shout outs. I gotta shout out Divine and Onirix San Montenegro. They sort of disappeared off the internet. I don't know really what happened to them, but they were both absolutely instrumental in getting this run where it is now. Sam created all the dev tools for this. He created the auto splitter for live split. He gave us the trainer with a collision viewer. He was like, his work single-handedly made this run like possible to break open the way we did. And I got to shout out Divine because Divine is the one who routed so much of the any percent run. By the time we got to 100%, we had already known so much about the game because of the amount of work that Divine had done. So big shout outs to the two of them. I got to shout out Mr. Amyrlinn for being on the couch and for believing in this run so much that he was willing to go to bat for it for AGDQ to get on the schedule. And we got it into the schedule and we got to show this off at AGDQ. We could show off any percent. It was awesome to do that, and I have Amyrlinn to thank for it, so thank you, Amy. You are a treasure, and I'm so happy to call you a speed friend of mine.
I am very happy to call you speedrunner with you. Yeah, again, huge shout out to Divine and shout out to Dane. This run is kind of insane to do. 100% is really difficult. So.
And Amy's also a big fat liar because he said he was going to come back and learn and do more any percent runs after AGDQ, and he never did. Big fat liar.
That GDQ happened so fast.
I'm gonna peer pressure you into doing. You don't even have to go for a. Just get a sub 40. Just get a sub 40.
All right, meet me at GDQ. Peer pressure me then at SGDQ.
I'm gonna poke him IRL. I'm actually gonna see Amy in real life and poke him IRL and make him learn it there. I'm actually bringing the game to Summer Games Done Quick. So.
Perfect.
And then I also got to shout out everybody that is working here at MDSR on the event this weekend. A lot of work is going on behind the scenes, and we've had tech issues galore, and the tech team is doing dog's work trying to get everything sorted out. So humongous claps for the tech team for handling all of the nonsense that's been happening behind the scenes. There's a lot of stuff you don't see that goes on under the hood, and they are doing great work to make that happen. So, but yeah, thank you all for watching. Enjoy the remainder of MDSR 23. We've got some awesome runs coming up a little bit later today, and we'll be ending the day with a 0% race, which I will be hosting for. So make sure you tune in for that. Thank you all, and Rytro, back to you.
Well, thank you, Dane, for that awesome run. And oh my goodness, they gave such a good outro. I feel